Greetings, I am Toglin, Hell's Harlequin, but you may call me Tog. So today I'm going to do a story time video. Well, I've been interested in the tabletop wargame Warhammer 40k for a long time, so this last December I decided I would go ahead and learn how to play. I contacted my local wargaming group on Facebook, and I had quite a few people offer to teach me how to play, which was nice. I ordered a few figures, and right now I actually have a full army, and I've even been competing in tournaments. I know, I'm a pretty quick learner. Anyways, while I was waiting for someone to play with, I think this was just over a month ago, I noticed the owner wasn't in at the local game store. I was a little disappointed because I usually have a chat with him while waiting for matches and whatnots. The store employee also seemed kind of bored and he wasn't really doing anything. I looked around the room and they were having some sort of Magic the Gathering event, and I noticed that over a third of the room was women. I looked at him and said, "Wow, there's a lot of girls playing. Back when I used to do tournaments, I was usually the only girl there." His answer was surprisingly stern. "There has always been a lot of girls playing Magic the Gathering." I responded, "From my experiences, not in tournament play at least." His response was, "If you look at the high-level tournaments, there's always women competing in them." And I decided to drop the subject at that point because the conversation was getting very awkward very fast. So after some minutes of awkward silence, the game store employee decided to strike up conversation with me this time. He asked me, how are the guys treating me in the Warhammer 40k community anyways? I said, everyone I've met has been really nice. The only real issue I've been having is people explaining a lot of the lore to me that I already know. I was going to finish that up by saying, but I'm a new player, so I suppose that's to be expected, because I'm sure a lot of new players don't come into this already having a general knowledge of the lore. But he interrupted me. "Ah, so they've been mansplaining to you." He said it in a way where he was almost pleased with himself. He was a little bit creepy. I told him I don't really like the term mansplaining. It's kind of sexist, isn't it? He said, "What do you mean? That is what they were doing." My reply was, having mansplaining as the term for explaining something that someone already knows just seems unnecessarily gendered. He seemed to think about that for a moment, and he's like, "Yeah, I guess it could be a little bit non-inclusive to non-binary folks." Now that really threw me off. I can't believe I met one of these guys in person in Alaska. It was kind of crazy. It's like I met Tumblr incarnate. So I said, that's not what I meant. I meant that women do that too. Quickly he replied, "No they don't." Baffled, I responded, "You don't think that women explain things to people that they already know?" He then paused and thought for a moment and said, "Well, not in the same degree that men do." My reply was, women probably do it the same if not more. It's probably just women notice these things more than guys do. Sorry to say it, but guys can be a little oblivious sometime. Wasn't there that Twitter study that showed that men get just as much if not more abuse than women do? It's just women tend to be more bothered about it. Now this is where he gets super defensive. Actually, I'd say aggressive would be a better term, because he even raised his voice a bit at me. It was crazy. Well, who conducted the study? I bet you it was just Twitter trying to save their own ass because of all these harassment claims. You know, I know women in real life who have suffered harassment in these various gaming communities and suffered a lot of hate and harassment online. And I know guys do not face the same thing, at least not in the same degree. And I believe women when they tell me about these things. I will always believe women over some half-assed study. And at around that point, my opponent showed up, and my first thought was, oh, thank the God Emperor. Well, anyways, that's my little story. I hope you enjoyed. Crazy, isn't it? You can find these people in real life that are just as hyperbolic as online. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And follow me on Twitter and Discord and whatever else you want to follow me on. And I wish all of you a pleasant rest of your day.